Hi guys, welcome to day 9 of the 21 days of branding course. My name is Orifunke Lawal. In today's lesson, I am going to be teaching you on solution-based branding. When you think about this deeply, it feels like it's tautology because of course branding should be solution-based. But I have tagged it this because I want to focus on the solution providing aspect of your branding efforts. Why solution based branding? What exactly is solution based branding? When we talk about solution based branding, we're talking about going beyond what you simply do to actively changing lives. Going beyond what you simply do to how you actively change or impact lives. This is the difference between somebody who is simply a trader and somebody who is building a brand. In our first or second lesson, I explained that there's a difference between somebody who simply sells a product and somebody who has a brand around the product or that delivers or creates the products that they sell. As a brand builder, you want to move from just doing stuff. You want to move from the mentality of somebody who just sells or the mentality of a seller to that of a brand. And one of the differentiators between somebody who just sells and somebody who builds is that you provide actionable solutions that we can see, that we can track, that we can measure. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Solution based branding is a differentiating factor and it shows your world or your target customers. Now, when I say world, I'm not talking about America, Asia, Africa, and all of that. I'm talking about the target customers that you are trying to reach. And solution based branding lets these people know that you are more than what they can get out there. It lets them know, pardon me, it lets them know that you are different from others. It lets them know that there is something bigger than you just doing something or selling something to them. There is something that you are going to deliver to them. There's a solution that is going to be directly related to their lives that you are trying to deliver. That is what solution based branding is. And solution based branding starts and ends with you asking the question, how can I create solutions for my target customers beyond what other people do? What exactly do they need? What are their pain points? What do they wish for? What are they clamoring for loudly or silently? And how can I create solutions that these people need and want to achieve certain results in their lives? Now, let me give you this instance. Benga sells shoes. The guys at Yaba Market sell shoes. The guys at whatever market it is sell shoes. Whenever you want to buy a shoe or a pair of shoes, you go to your local dealer or you go just walk into the market and you scout around. You see a number of people selling shoes. You ask them, hey, I want to buy shoes. They tell you the price, their prices, and you pay, or you haggle and then you pay. Those people are not brands, right? You just go there and then you just buy from them. They just sell to you. They're just, let me say, salespeople or people who are selling to you. But think about Benga who sells shoes, and also think about Shola who sells shoes that make his clients look like they have $1 million in their accounts, or that make his clients increase their chances of landing high paying clients as well because of how they look. Now, that is the difference between selling and building a brand. That is the difference between selling and branding. So, what are the solution based principles or solution based branding principles that you need to look out for? Before we go to that, I want to quickly rush through how to find your solutions for the world. Yes, so I had to mention this. I had to include this because a number of people have mentioned, "Oh, I don't know how to find my solutions for the world. I don't know how to find myself, how to deliver, and how you give your solutions to the world are in different forms, right? So now, number one, you can find your solutions for the world from your experience. I don't want you to forget what I'm about to say. Solutions start, or the process of finding solutions, this is a better way to put it. The process of finding solutions starts from identifying problems. So if you're looking for solutions, it means that you need to have a knack for finding problems. You need to be able to find problems. You need to be able to identify problems that exist in the field that you want to launch into, because that's the only way that you can provide solutions. So, to be a solution provider, to build a brand that provides solutions to your target customers or audience, it means that you need to be able to identify problems. So, when I'm looking at, okay, how to find your solutions for the world, I am talking about how to identify the problems around you that you can provide solutions for. Human beings are diverse. We are, although we are similar, we are very different. And I this is one of the things I find interesting about people. So I meet somebody who is interested in certain things that I'm not interested in. I meet somebody who, for instance, is interested in a topic like environment or environmental energy, or energy, it's energy, or what, environment, let me say environment and energy. And they're so passionate about these problems. They gravitate towards problems around these areas and are so interested in creating solutions for problems like this. In my head, I'm like, I don't know what is the environment. Like environment is very, is so normal to me. But these people are so passionate about topics around environmental pollution. They're looking at energy, how energy impacts the world. They're looking at, oh, I'm interested in intellectual property, and they're identifying problems in these areas. And I'm like, I'm not interested in these topics. So because I am not interested in these topics, I am not going to be gravitated towards problems that are in these fields. Do you understand? So what you're interested in a lot of times determine the kind of problems you can identify, and it determines how much you warm up towards providing solutions for these problems. On my own end, I love topics around gender equality. Yes, and so I'm likely to see problems easily from the lens of gender-based problems or gender-based challenges, because it's something that I am super interested in. I'm going to see them. It's something I can talk about. It's something I want to create solutions around. For somebody else, they don't care. What's gender equality? It doesn't mean anything to them. It's not. They don't think it affects them, right? So the number one way to find a solution, or to start to find solutions, or to be able to pay attention to the problems that exist around you, is to focus on your interests. You have something that you're interested in. Now, this section is for people who feel like they don't know where to start from, especially with personal branding, right? That's why I'm specially taking this section. Right, so you want to focus on what you are interested in. There are things you're interested in that other people are not interested in, right? There could be a function of the influences, the voices that you have access to, or that have access to you, but there are things that you are interested in that other people around you may or may not be interested in. And because you're interested in these topics, you will find out that you will easily identify problems in these areas, and you will be able to provide solutions, or at least you would think in terms of providing solutions for these areas. So if you often feel like, yeah, I don't know what to do, it might be because you are focusing on the problems of other people, or you're focusing on the interests of other people, and you're not maximizing the interest that you have. Another way to find solutions for the world is to focus on your experience. We have different experiences that we've gone through. It could be growing up, it could be going to school. There's always something that you have experienced. And when you have experienced something before and it has impacted your worldview or your life in a sort of way, what you will find out is that when you find somebody else who has a problem in that area, you are more prone to trying to solve it, because it is something that you have gone through and that you have experienced before. So your brain just tells you that you are in an equipped position to provide solutions to that, right? So that's why you find out that a lot of times people who provide solutions for women, or let's say a person providing a skincare solution, is somebody who has been through skincare problems before. Might be somebody who has been through skincare problems before, or has somebody else who has been through skincare problems, and they've seen it's sort of affected how they view things in that line, and then they just are equipped to develop solutions around that area. So think about your experiences. It could be a job experience, it could be a project experience, it could be a negative experience, it could be a positive experience. Experiences do not always have to be negative. I want you to know that. So think about the things that you have gone through, you are faced, or you are going through. I can assure you that a lot of times you can identify problems because of what you're faced, and you can also develop or think in terms of solutions for these problems when they're happening to other people. Another way that you can develop solutions for your world or find solutions for your world is through your environment, right? So, the environment that you grow in, the environment that you find yourself in, the environment that you get, whether it's your school environment, work environment, different environments, your immediate environment can serve as a catalysis, or a catalyst, yeah, a catalyst, pardon me, could serve as a catalyst for the kinds of problems that you are able to identify and solve. So, for instance, a person can pick up from their immediate work environment problems of sexual harassment in the workplace. A person can pick up in their immediate environment problems that has to do with children or the less privileged. So, if you are struggling to find solutions for the world or for your target customers, you want to pay attention to your immediate environment, and also pay further attention to problems that you find out that you are gravitated towards. If you're going to solve a problem, it has to be something you're deeply interested in and passionate about, so that you do not lose steam along the way. It has to be something that, or not, you're not importing. You're not importing problems or interests or somebody's environmental experiences into yours. You are paying attention. You are developing self awareness for the things that you can see and the things that you naturally gravitate towards. I hope that's clear. So now let's move on to building blocks for solution-based branding or solution-based positioning. What are the things that you need to pay attention to when you are trying to build a solution-based brand? What are the things you need to identify? And this would lead on to crafting your anchor statement. What are the things that you need to identify? So number one building block is, what do I do? What do you do? Right? It's the basis of everything, of course, because for you to build a brand, there has to be something that you are doing. So, what do I do for people? How do I help people? How do I help the people who I am sent to or who I am trying to reach? What solutions do I provide for them? So, what do I do? I'm going to give you instances so that it's as clear as possible. For instance, I am Orifunke Lawal, and I help small business owners and personal brands develop the knowledge and skills that they need to achieve their brand goals. That's what I do. If somebody asks me, oh, what do you do? I help small business owners, I help personal brands, I help them to find and develop knowledge and skills. I'm passionate about them developing skills because I know that for you to move from point A to point B, a lot of times there has to be a shift in what you know. To be a shift in the skills that you have. And so when I find people who are struggling, my mentality is, there is something that you do not know that you need to know. There's a skill you do not have currently that you need to have. And when you have that skill, you'll be able to proceed to the next level of your business or your personal brand. So that's what I do, helping small business owners and personal brands develop knowledge and skills that they need to achieve their business goals. What you do might be different. You might help people look more. You might make you might specialize, yes, in making amazing wedding dresses that make women look beautiful on their wedding days. You might specialize in making women look more beautiful by providing them with different hairstyles that they cannot readily find on the streets of Lagos or Port Harcourt or Osun or wherever it is. So, what is it that you do? You might be a growth coach who provides solutions to people who want to develop personally in their professional aspects, their careers or their businesses. What is it that you do? That's the first building block for a solution based positioning. Secondly, how do you do what you do? How do you do what you do? And this is the process. This talks about the methodology. This talks about the progress that you make. Right, so how I do what you do, or what I do rather, is a differentiating factor. It should be your differentiating factor. So I help small business owners and personal brands to achieve their business goals by getting them exposed to knowledge and skills that they need to move on to the next level. Right? But how I do this has to be a differentiating factor, or one of the differentiating factors I want to focus on. Why? Because what I do is not restricted to me. There are other people who do what I do, right? Other people who reach business owners, other people who reach personal brands in different dimensions. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So, how do I do what I do? I do what I do by creating courses and resources that individuals need for their businesses and personal brands. Right? It's so important by creating course based courses and resources that these people need for their businesses and personal brands. Somebody else who does what I do may not do it how I do it. Somebody else may be reaching small business owners and personal brands, but they may not be organizing courses. They may be organizing consultation sessions. They may have communities. They may be creating articles, blog posts, or videos, webinars in different ways, or other solutions. They may be creating tools as well. They may be creating software to do what I do. But how they do it is in a different format, in a different way. And that's why I said how I do what I do is a differentiating factor, or should serve as a differentiating factor, so that when I am pitching myself to people, when I am trying to tell people, oh, this is why you need to come on board to take one of my courses or schedule a consultation session with me, I this is how I do it. This is why you should come on board. This is why I am different from other people. Do you understand? Now, the third building block I am going to be talking about is the results that I achieve, or results that you achieve. If you've worked with people before, you have a business brand, you have a corporate brand, or it's your personal brand, and you've worked with people before, take some time to think about the results that you have been able to achieve with these people. There has to be results that you have achieved, no matter how small it is. Right? This is another differentiating factor that can help you when you're marketing your brand, when you're communicating the value of your brand. People are attracted to results. So when they see that A can get this done, it means that if I go there, I should, all things being equal, I should be able to achieve what A has already achieved. So if you're able to identify the results that you've gotten with a group of people, or with let's say one person that you have worked with in the past, whether recently or most preferably recently, if you're able to identify the results, you can replicate those results so that they now become something that you have proven over and over again in your branding efforts or your branding activities. For instance, for results that I achieve, I know that for each course that I do, everyone who is committed to the process can develop those business skills that they can readily apply in their business. So if you are joining any course that I organize or any course that my academy organizes, you can be sure that at the end of your time in the program, if you focus on it anyway, at the end of your time, you would have been skilled to the point where you can readily apply what you've learned to your business. Because what we learn, what we provide are practical skills, right? That's one of the USPs that we have. They're practical. They are things that you can easily apply to your business. So whether we are doing hard skills or we're doing soft skills, there are things that you can apply readily to your business. You can say, oh, you are doing this, or you have gone through a soft skill, and sometimes it can feel too unrelatable or too abstract, and then we're able to convert the soft skill into a hard skill or into a relatable skill that you can apply to your business. So that's the result we achieve. We Those who go through our courses can develop business skills or personal brand skills that they can readily apply and get results from in their business. So there has to be a result that you can achieve. Let's assume that you are a therapist, you work with people, your results could be that people who work with your, or people who get to work with your brand, achieve results, or they increase, or they stop. How do I put this? I don't want to tamper with I don't want to tamper with people's fields, but it can be that after 5 months or 6 months of working with you, there's a 50% significant progress that you can track when they work with you. It could be that, oh, you sell, you're a makeup artist. Yes, I know there are a couple of makeup artists. So you sell makeup artists, and then the results you're achieving could be that these people can go ahead to achieve different things that they want to achieve, whether it's work makeup or bridal makeup, but they can go ahead to achieve what they want to achieve because of the input in that solution line or that solution chain. So there is a solution chain. I want to speak at an event, and then I want to look beautiful because I feel like if I look beautiful, the people who are watching me would easily assimilate what I am saying. And if they can easily assimilate what I am saying, they can go ahead to carry out actionable plans for their lives. Can you see how the makeup artist can come in? Makeup artist comes and then makes me up. I go out there. I do what I'm supposed to do. People tell me, "Oh my God, Orifunke, you look so beautiful," and they say because you are beautiful, I was able to focus on what you were saying. So, as a brand, no matter how small what you are, what it is you're selling, there is always a big picture that you can attach it to. There's always a big end goal, right? You just have to think about it, just like I have just explained for a makeup artist who might be working with me. So, what are the results that you have achieved before, and what are the results that you can achieve based on what you have achieved before? If you have not achieved any results before, that's absolutely fine. Now you want to actually start work so that you can see the results that you achieve, refine them, replicate them, and use them as a differentiating factor for your business or your personal brand. Now, the last thing we're going to be talking about is the emotions that you evoke for your brand, or when your clients or customers, your target customers, achieve the results that you've promised them. What are the emotions that you evoke? Now, this is why emotions are really important. Human beings are largely emotional beings. Yes, we are largely emotional beings. Most of the time, we are going to take decisions based on emotions. Now, when I mean emotions, when I'm talking about emotions in this case, I'm not saying, oh, you take illogical decisions. No, you can be both emotional and logical at the same time. Emotions and logic are not here are not opposites. So a person can be both logical and emotional at the same time. But many times when people think about emotions, they think that it has to be logical, they think that it has to be you being led by your feelings. No. Human beings are largely emotional beings, and they will justify actions that they take with logical reasons. Do you understand? There's this instance that I've given before that I love so much. Now, I'm scrolling through Instagram on a normal day, and then I come across this really beautiful bag. This bag says, "Oh, if you use this bag, you're going to stand out in wherever you go to." And then I buy this bag. I ask them, "Okay, how much is this bag?" They tell me, "Oh, this bag is 87,000 naira." And then I send the money, I pay for it. It gets delivered to my house. Now, somebody sees it and is like, how will you spend 87,000 naira on an ordinary bag? Because really, what a bag's supposed to do, I'm supposed to be able to just put things inside. I put my phone, put my money, put whatever property I have when I'm going out, so I don't have to be holding it on my hand. So somebody said, why will you spend 87,000 naira to buy an ordinary bag? Then I start to tell them, oh, whenever I carry this bag, whenever I step out, it makes me look, it stands me out. I look different. People can see me and they see that I am part of the elites. People can see me and they want to work with me. They want to be friends with me. My eyes, I paying clients, for instance, would see this bag and they will know that if I'm charging them for something, I'm not just charging them something that I cannot achieve on my own. So I'm getting it. I'm buying this bag because of the class that it gives me. Right? These are emotional reasons. But I'll tell you, in my head, I am justifying it logically. I'm telling you that this, I like how it makes me feel in public. I like the feel of class that it gives me. Emotions. Logically, I'm going to be telling you that I may be able to get more clients, better paying clients, when I carry this bag outside. Does it make any sense to you? So human beings are emotional beings, and we will likely just justify actions, emotional actions that we take logically. So you're like, why are you buying this kind of phone? Oh, I'm buying this phone because it's this, is this, is this. Meanwhile, you are just buying the phone because of how it makes you feel in public. You're buying it because when people see it, they're going to be like, oh my god, this phone is so fine, this phone is so nice. But you find logical reasons to buy it. And we should be able to talk about why your brand or your products, your services should have an emotional aspect and a logical aspect, right? Because some people will normally buy stuff out of emotions and justify with logic, and some people will primarily buy out of logic. Do you understand? So, what are the emotions that your brand evokes? What are the emotions that your brand brings out? When people use your product or your services, when people patronize you, how do they feel after? It's something that you need to pay attention to. For me, when my students take my courses or schedule a consultation with me or read any of my resources, one of the things that they feel is they feel like they have clarity. They feel like things are clearer. And number two, they feel empowered. They feel like, oh, I can actually do more stuff now. I can achieve my goals. I can build my brand because I have taken Orifunke's course. That's an emotion that that they evoke, or that I prefer to evoke. So think about it. If you make bridal dresses, one emotion that you want to evoke is the emotion of beauty. The person feels so beautiful, they feel so different, they feel so elegant, they feel so classy. You're a social media manager and you work with brands or you work with people. An emotion that you feel like, oh, you make these people feel happy. You make them feel like they're pushing their brands forward because they are working with you. So think about the different emotions that exist. Emotions of happiness, excitement, of empowerment, of elegance, of yes, think about the emotions that your brand can evoke. Whenever you use a product or a service and you love them so much, and you go to your WhatsApp status and you're like, oh my God, I just used these people and they were really amazing. I loved their customer service. They treated me like I was special. They did this and this that, and you're so happy. You're like, oh my god, you guys, please, this is their Instagram account. Go and follow them. Go and patronize them. This is their phone number. Whenever you do that, you are acting based on emotions. They've been able to evoke an emotion of excitement, of fulfillment in you. That's why you can go and then you can like, oh my god, I love this, I enjoyed this. That's why you can give reviews without them even asking you for it. When you now when you experience a bad service or you buy a bad product and you go on Instagram and you begin to talk about them, oh my god, I hate these people. These people, they did trash. This was what I ordered. This was what I got. This was what I got. That is also you taking an emotional step because they've been able to evoke an emotion of anger, an emotion of dissatisfaction, a feeling, yes, let me say a feeling of anger. You are angry, you are dissatisfied. These are emotions that they've been able to evoke in you. So now, building blocks of solution based positioning all over again. Number one, what you do. Number two, how you do it. Number three, the results that you achieve. Number four, the emotions that you evoke. These are things that need to be in your plan. Yeah, these are things that you need to pay attention to when you are looking at solution based positioning. So now let's look at crafting your anchor statement or your brand statement. Somebody already, and in the business department, I believe was proactive enough to actually create a brand statement. So an anchor statement is a statement that easily allows people know what you do. You meet somebody very similar to an elevator pitch, but you meet somebody outside and then they want to know what you do. You want to tell them what you do, and your anchor statement as these building blocks for solution-based positioning ready. So let me read out my what my anchor statement says here. My anchor statement says that by organizing high skilled courses, I help individuals building their businesses and personal brands achieve their business goals, increase their visibility and profit. So when you look at this, there are three major factors here. Number one, I've told you what I do. I've told you how I do it. And I've told you the expected results that the people who patronize me can achieve. By organizing high skilled courses, that is how I do what I do. I help individuals building their businesses and personal brands. That is what I do. I help them achieve their business goals, increase their visibility and profit. That's those are the results that I achieve. It could be different from you. For you, you could start from what you do. I could say I help individuals building their businesses and personal brands achieve their personal goals or business goals, increase their visibility and profit by organizing courses or by creating courses and resources. Do you understand? So this is a way to craft your anchor statement. Your anchor statement is a combination of what you do, how you do it, and the results that you achieve. You can go forward to explain the emotions that you evoke, but I just prefer to restrict it to what you do, how you do it, and the results that you achieve because it just makes it straight to the point and clearer for your audience. Once again, this is how you craft your anchor statement. Include what you do, include how you do it, include the results that you achieve in whatever format that you want to put it. It doesn't have to be in this format I have just mentioned. It could be in different formats, but it should have these major components so that you can easily sell to your target market. And that's that on solution based branding. I hope this is clear enough. If you have any questions, do not forget that you can always send any of the WhatsApp administrators a personal message or you can send us an email, or best, you can ask your questions in your department so that others can also learn from the answers that we're going to be giving you. And this is what we'll be closing for today. Do have a nice day and see you in our next lesson. Bye.